Harvey Weinstein is likely to spend the rest of his life behind bars. The 70-year-old former movie producer was found guilty of rape and sexual assault in December. A judge in Los Angeles sentenced him earlier this afternoon following his second criminal trial. The CBC's Deanna Sumanek-Johnson is tracking the story and joins us live. So, Deanna, what happened in court?
Andrew, it was an emotional day in court for the woman, accuser number one, Jane Doe number one, as she was called in the courtroom. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty of raping her and 3 other felony charges back in December. And today, when that sentence was read out, 16 years in prison, as you said, on top of the 23 years in prison he's already serving in the state of New York, a sentence that really is tantamount to serving the rest of his life in prison, as he is 70 years old. She burst into tears. I should also mention that today was the first day during this particular trial in California that Harvey Weinstein addressed the courtroom, addressed the jurors right before the sentence was read, saying once again maintaining his innocence, and saying that the relationships he had with these women were all consensual. The prosecution team asked for 24 years, which is the maximum sentence in the state of California, and they did not quite get that. But I spoke to a lawyer here in Toronto who works with sexual assault survivors. She's a civil lawyer, but they aid sexual assault survivors in navigating the legal system. And she said that this sentence is still very, very meaningful. Have a listen.
In terms of what it means for survivors, a criminal conviction is incredibly meaningful. The standard for conviction in a criminal case is so high that what this means is the survivor in this case, Jane Doe, convinced a judge beyond a reasonable doubt that what she said happened is what happened.
And she said that, considering that very high bar, and that it is still what many people perceive as he said, she said, a kind of courtroom, that this is a huge achievement indeed.
And so, Deanna, tell us about this trial and how we got here.
Yeah, so for people who have been following the proceedings against Harvey Weinstein, they know that there was a trial against him in the state of New York. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison for rape and aggravated sexual assault, and he is serving that term right now. Then he was extradited to the state of California to be in this new trial, which involved 4 women, 4 accusers. He was convicted on charges against charges pressed by only one of those women. The other 3, one he was found not guilty, and for 2 of them, the jury was tied. I should mention that one of the other accusers was the wife of the now California Governor, Gavin Newsom. She wasn't with him at the time of the alleged incident. So her profile really lent even more publicity to this already high publicity case, but certainly quite a dramatic conclusion to this. 16 years on top of the 23 years that he is already serving in the state of New York for a man who was once called the god of Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein.
Deanna, thank you. The CBC's Deanna Sumanek-Johnson.